Okay. Actually, I'm thankful that I had to do this video again. There's been a few trials here that I tried to do, but uh, first of all, let me just start off by saying thank you, God. It's embarrassing to sometimes I'm embarrassed for the like I feel the shame that I just imagine doing what these people do. It's really bad in regard of the cringiness of what they do in order to gaslight you. But let me just start by introducing myself and just calmly try to go through everything. I'm what you call a target individual. I'm a test subject. Being a target individual and a test subject means that you're a test subject for a program led by the government. The governmental entities are utilizing technology that can alter and manipulate you in so many disturbing ways and destroy your body. And they construct an ecosystem of people around you, clowns of all sorts. And their job is to basically brainwash you using very typical brainwashing tactics. And I'm going to walk through some of that just happened not too long ago. But they also are trying to convince you and make you identify to this false persona. Basically, brainwashing is to try to make you identify to something that's falsified. And so there's an ecosystem of people who make this noise campaign, who behave certain ways as you're being manipulated to try to make you believe this false reality. They know it's a false reality. They are working and putting effort to make this false reality be the reality that you think is true. And once you understand that, what happens is things are just cringy. It's cringy in ways that's so disgusting. As a target individual who deal with the V2K and synthetic telepathy, what's happening is they can pipe their voices in my brain. And when you hear this trash speak to you via this technology in this eerie kind of way, just to try to sound mysticful, but you realize they're speaking like that, but the way they speak versus what they're saying are just so much in contrast of like the difference. So they say the most retarded things in the eerie voices. And you realize what they do. For example, somebody just said, you're going to be naked. Now, they tell me I'm going to be naked because I'm going to be tortured and everything else. The reason why I said that this moment is to deflect and disorient me. Right? Part of brainwashing is to make the target individual not be able to think clearly and not be able to think in a critical way, in a logical way. And so by saying that, I'm supposed to think about me being naked or something. But she says that so obviously in that fashion, that it's like, oh my gosh, you just bring up me being naked to just negate that in such an obvious way too. But she said, you're naked. I mean, it's clear that you're just trying to deflect, because I'm going to bring out how stupid and obvious things are here. Listen, today what's happening is this. I'm being manipulated in the most degrading ways. And then this trash present themselves as the protector of children. It is so nasty. They do this manipulation, which you've seen my videos about, from the youngest child to the oldest kid. And they truly want you to think you're not being manipulated. For the babies, for example, they just made me have this like stimulation toward this child here. Like a young child. I don't know if this child here. They had me have some disgusting stimulation. So it gets that extreme. And they're like, oh, I love a girl, so protect. And they try to make you think that they're not manipulating you. And then yesterday, and I'll get to that. When you see this trash around you who's supposed to break you down, it makes sense. Like, I go to the office, I see the clowns at the office, you get a visual of them, you know the trash, you get in just enraged and whatnot. But here, I don't get to see them that much. I got a chance to see a few of them, and I love the fact they make themselves visible. It helps me more than they know. It helps me because I'm supposed, like, you know, I know these people are not impressive individuals. Especially because they use teenage kids. When you see them in person, they're like, oh, this is the one talking. Yeah, it's a guy there. You like teenagers. Like, look at this clown. This is a teenage retard trying to convince you on this bullshit stuff. Like, it can't even like. So for me, it helps me. But I think in their mind, they think, oh, if we show that we really believe and stand by this, it makes it more obvious. So before I get to yesterday obviousness, which I'm so thankful, they should do more of that. Please, let me, and it gives me a chance to vocalize certain things. What helps them the most is the isolation. isolation do break you down, huh? When you see them and you see who's trying to convince you this bullshit, like, oh goodness, you're like, God, fuck, bro, some loserness that I'm supposed to, like, it's so obvious. For example, the teenage shit, excuse my language, this teenage trash. They do obviously do that to the little kids. Then the older kids, they try to do the same thing. It's like, oh, you like teenager. They stimulate me towards teenage kids. I'm like, you do that to the babies, you can do that to older kids. But with this, them, they also try to find ways to kind of break you down. Listen, just 2 seconds ago, and I'm like, I'm so glad that it happened before I made this video because I can bring that in. You know this sports guy, the sport reporter Stephen A. There's like something where his daughter comes up. He has a daughter. Now the daughter, immediately when I saw her, she looks like she's funny, right? It looks like she's like Stephen A. She has the same face as him. Let me show you. And I don't know. I saw her face. I wanted to smile, to laugh, because I don't know whatever she was about to say. If it sounded like it's gonna be funny. And so she has a face like that. And I don't know if you can see how close. You know she's about to say something funny. You want to laugh already. Now, when you see that, initially when she start talking, I'm like, she looked like a young adult. But when she start talking, I'm realizing, oh no, she's like more like a teenager. She start, you start hearing her talk like a teenager, and then she smiles like, okay, like I give her 16, 17. But initially it took me a second, and then just realized as she talks, she's more like a 16, 17-year-old kid, right? Like a teenage kid who's not an adult yet. I'm already like, I get to that point after like seeing her talk and what she's saying and the way the interaction with the father's like, yeah, she's like a 16, 17. Initially, I thought I was a little bit older. Then they got quiet. Oh. So you thought for a second that she was a young adult. She's like teenagers. It was, the whole place got silent. It was like a silent moment because that was the validation. And then he's like, yeah, you like teenagers. I'm like, you a bunch of retard. You know, the thing for them is it's no longer about me having like, wanting to be, like, romantic with. It's just even guessing somebody's age. The time it takes for me to guess the age. It's like, yeah, you thought, it's like, yeah. And at first I was like, yeah, the first... she talks, her face, she has exactly the same face as the father. But when she talks, you guys start seeing the teenager, like ways of talking. So then I'm like, okay, she's more like a 17, 18. But they got sad. And I know in my thought process, they were trying to like force me to think that she was a young adult too. But I'm like, no. I made a video, before looking up her age, I made a video. Let me just say this. I made a recording. And I did that on purpose because I know my brain, they play my brain this way so they can prove me wrong after. So I'm like, listen, this is what happened. I tried to, and I'm saying that on purpose because I know that they are in my mind and they do these games of mind games, right? Where they want to make me think I'm not being manipulated or try to prove me that I'm this person and this and that. So I made a recording that, and I literally say, well, this, I saw this Stephen A. daughter. And then, I initially thought she was like a young adult, but the more she talked, I realized she's more like a 16, 17-year-old girl. I don't know yet. I'm going to look it up now. Before I looked it up, I was right, 16, 17, so she's around that age. But you see the signs and everything else, they really wanted me to be like, stick with her, thinking that she's like a younger. It's like, I know that you guys are first of all making me think this way. Or I was thinking like, she looked like she can go there, but and then I just see more of her video. Either way, I got to the point where I saw her for like, okay, she's like a 16, 17-year-old girl, and I noticed that before I looked it up, and then I looked it up, I was right. And in my brain, I tried to create a mental battle. I was like, yeah, I hope you do. Like, I know what I said, and I said that on purpose, knowing that this is what I truly think, not what this trash are trying to make me think. But for them, that was the validation. And I'm like, trust me, I have no interest in her that's anything sexual like this. I wish you could see how goofy looking she is. Let me see if I can. She has the exact same face as this man here. But for them, that's quiet. And then I hear this trash, you're gonna see me again. It's like, hell yeah, let me see your dumb ass again, you dumb fuck. Let me show you who I'm talking about. Listen, yesterday, the teenage shit around here are so trashy, it's magical. I made a video yesterday. I was like, this trash is like a 17-year-old trash, and they try to make me look at her in different ways. I can tell she's just a little trashy nastiness. And it's funny, they try to bring up this is just an innocent, typical teenage girl living her life. You don't bring your trashiness into her. I call out, and it's funny, they right now try to make me think of her, because when I looked it up, she's with her father. She has like a little dress, like, but she's like, they look like a typical teenager. They try to play with me to see her in sexual ways. But I'm like, yesterday, seeing this trash here, it was amazing. They make me swear right now because they want me to feel an anxiety that is forced onto me. I have no anxiety. Yeah, but Stephen A. daughter, I'm trash. Look at this shit I was dealing with here. Let me show you. These perps tag individuals, they don't like to be seen for the clowns that they are. Let me show you what these are. Now, yesterday, thank God they start showing themselves.
They're racist that those people rape you.
Okay, I'm waiting for my portion. This is a video I released yesterday. But listen to this trash, this teenager. And they try to create mental battles. This is the shit in the hallways I saw. And I filmed that immediately. Look at that.
Okay. Yeah, we talked here. I think it's called National Defense Network Abuse. Yes.
This is the teenage shit that was dressing, I think going to some prom, I don't know, some event from high school kid. I could tell teenage shit. You know, this teeny trashy that they can see, they're trying to make, I'm like, I can tell you what you are immediately. You trashy low life. And they try to use this, okay, it took you a second. No, I even call her age there, like she's like a 17-year-old. You look like she's not even 18 yet. Just in this trashiness. What I'm saying here, in this different language, it's not good stuff. I'm like, yo, look at this trash, so their kids. I'm no interest in this shit. Don't bring Stephen A's daughter, who's just funny little teenage girl who's out here to try to make you believe your fantasy. I'll never let this trash leave their fantasy. I'm gonna put that in their faces, this trashy shit. And like, you're gonna see me of me. I wanna see more. I made the mistake. Unfortunately, I deleted the original version of that. If you saw this without a blur and see that trashy face, not even this annoying face of this teenager, you see this, you could, they disgust me. This trash disgusts me. And they were brainwashing, failed psyop facade to try to break me down to make me accept this manipulation. Never. It should. It's bad. If anything, it doesn't get agitated me, but I understand. It's sad. They're gonna try to make me acceptive of these things. I put that in their faces. These perps don't like to be seen. They don't like to see themselves acting this way. They want to be like, oh, these investigators. I put that in their faces. Look at this trash.
They're racist that those people raping and grooming 14-year-old kids.
Hold on. I'm gonna show those racists next to this trash. Listen to this shit here. Look at trashiness. I love to put that in their faces. And they tell me they are war. Look at these clowns.
pas dire Roy Moore. Roy Moore. Tu vois? Yeah. Yeah, c'est Roy Moore. Okay. Yeah. Oui, top tier. Oui. I think it's called International Advanced Network Abuse. Yes. Yes, yeah, the Aryan Brothers. Yeah, a 14-year-old, right? Yeah, and don't worry, they'll watch. C'est ça qu'ils ont vendu aux enfants. Yep, they're there. Roy Moore. Any leader that say Roy Moore? Nope, they can't see it. Let's see. Yep, Aryan Brothers. He groomed her too, right? It's so nasty, right? Ouais, c'est ces merdes, je veux bien le montrer. Saleté, top.
McCollum, a violent.
When I talk about the Aryan brothers, you know, they're men that tell me they're gonna rape me and do this. They talk about the Aryan brothers. Last month there was a man who was sentenced for doing this. Who's an Aryan brother.
Defender and confirmed member of the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, groomed, drugged, and repeatedly raped a 14-year-old girl across multiple Collin County cities. In trial, jurors learned that McCollum had multiple prior aggravated robbery convictions out of Bexar and New Aces counties. After his parole in spring 2022, he reconnected with the 14-year-old victim and began supplying her with illegal drugs. In January 2024, he began sexually assaulting her in Anna, Princeton, McKinney, and Melissa. In June 2024, the child bravely disclosed the abuse to her mother, who immediately contacted McKinney police. The victim later provided a detailed forensic interview at the Children's Advocacy Center of Collin County. Detectives Wright and Glidden, McKinney PD, Bradford, Princeton PD, and Diaz, Anna PD, worked across jurisdictions to investigate McCollum and secure the evidence needed for prosecution. During punishment, jurors also learned McCollum had joined the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas in prison and remained active after his release. With prior felony convictions, he faced 25 years to life and was sentenced to 60 years in prison. DA Greg Willis. McCollum groomed and drugged a vulnerable 14-year-old, then raped her again and again across our county. Thanks to the victim's courage and the outstanding police collaboration across multiple cities, this violent gang member has finally been held accountable. He will never hurt another child again.
Well, these trash are doing this here. Nasty shit.
Allô? Ouais. T'as vu ça? Il ne peut même pas dire Roy Moore. Tu vois? Yeah. Yeah, c'est Roy Moore. Okay. Yeah, oui, top tier. Oui. I think it's called.
You hear this trash? And I wish I didn't have the blurred version of this. And if I still have it, you should have seen the trashiness of this teenager. And the things that try to make them think I'm going to identify this is a stupidity is like, nah, but Stephen, like they got quiet. When I'm looking at her, initially, and I'm like, initially I'm thinking, yeah, she looked closer like a young adult. And then I hear her talk, she talking like, it's like, and then you hear her like talking to the reporters like, oh, she's like a teenage kid, like 16, 17. She's like 17, I was right. I was like, oh, initially that first moment there, you see, it got quiet, the silence. Because that was the validation. These clowns are disturbing trash. They are nothing. Targeting video, what that's what I say. Be thankful. It could have been them. It could have been this trash over there that you just heard. Involving a program that tortures children and does evilness of all sorts. On top of that, manipulate target individuals' brain and try to make them identify to this stupidity in these retarded ways. And they think they're really just so brainwashed. It's like, you know I don't take you serious. The only thing is that I take serious is the tortures. Not who you want me to identify with. You're a clown. You failed this. You think, would you respect yourself to see somebody like you? You wouldn't. And then the things you try to use to validate yourself and try to create the sounds, it's like, oh my gosh, I can tell. The best part is, it's so obvious they do that. This like moment of silence. It's supposed to be, and I could feel this face. They can make you have this fake anxiety, and I know that this thought is them playing with me because I was trying to say she looked more like I was trying to say like she looked like a young adult, but I'm not 100% at first. But they tried to lock it in. It's like, yeah, she thinks she's a young adult. So because when I'm gonna find out she's not, they be like, a teenagers. And I'm like, I know what game you're playing. Let me record myself. Literally say that out loud before. It's like, hey. And the reason why you do that, and the reason why as a target manager I do that, is because reality can be reconstructed. They're trying to make you identify with the thoughts they want you to have. I'm like, I know it's not me. Let me say that. Initially, you know, once you start, I thought she was kind of young adult. And then the more she talked, I thought she was like 17, 16. I'm recording. I have that right. They still try to negate that right now. I have that on recording. Taking visual, this trash are people who want you to let them live the retardation of their life. Know who you are. This retard like that, can you imagine them trying to make you believe what they want you to believe? And like, now there's something. It's like, come on, bring this retard. Live that life. I'm swear to God, I'm going to bring reality in your face. They've made me such a wise being. It's crazy. And it's not because I'm wise. It's because I'm just saying obvious things. Imagine these people who try to gaslight you, brainwash you, wanting you to not think in a critical way, in a logical way. And you're like, no, you're manipulating me. What you're doing here is just like, you just try to even gaslight me that it took me a second to try to figure out her real age. Like that's what validates you. And on top of that, I look at her, I want to laugh because she looks like she's about to, she has the same face as Stephen A. They're like, now you like girls, you like teenagers. It took you a second to guess her age. You thought first, it's just dumb fuck. And then I record that and put that in their faces. That's how they're supposed to behave, to break me down. And me, I'm like, look at the clowns here who's supposed to gaslight you.
Allô? Ouais. Viens vous dire aux enfants. T'as vu ça? Et que tu peux même pas dire Roy Moore. Tu vois? Yeah. Yeah, c'est Roy Moore. Okay. Yeah, oui, top tier. Oui.
Can you imagine the comment with their rage? It's gonna be a problem. So I can just stay strong.